Hello students, good morning all. Today what we are going to learn is about the brand equity. First of all, let us learn about what is a brand. So it defined as a name, term, sign, symbol or design or a combination of them intended to identify the goods or services of one seller or group of sellers and to differentiate them from those of the competitors. So brand means anything, it may be name, term, sign, symbol or design or what we can say combination of that. But main intention behind a brand is to identify that goods and services are of whom means particularly who are the sellers of this particular goods or services and to differentiate them from those of the competitors. So by the way of brand we can able to differentiate our products than that of our competitors. So brand in such a way is very much important so that when any buyers want to buy a particular particular companies manufacture products or services they want to avail, then they can able to define it clearly that particular branded products they want to buy. The American Marketing Association defines a brand as a name of or all these things from those of the competitors. So how it make the differentiate about our products brand name or sign or symbol or design than that of competitors is nothing but a brand. A brand is the product or service whose dimensions differentiate it in some way from other products or services designed to satisfy the same need. So if the same type of needs are satisfied by the other products available into the market than that of ours, then our branded product is identified in the same of the different ways that how it is differentiated with relate to the other products available into the market. So these differences may be functional, rational or tangible related to product performance of the brand. So yeah, the difference may be because of the functionally it performs better than that of the other market products available. Rationally in the sense of the price that price in which the product or service is provided like this. So they may also be more symbolic, emotional or intangible related to what the brand represents or means in more abstract sense. So it is what we can say how our brand is represented in an abstract sense. It may be symbolic, emotional or intelligent. Means someone may be attached with a particular branded product because of the emotions or some another intangible benefits that may be what we can say brand ambassador which is connected with the particular brand. Role of brands, consumer benefits. So what benefits consumer avail because of the brands? Because they can able to identify the source or maker of the particular products. They can able to simplify the decision making that which branded products they buy, because they know that under particular branded products a such type of quality or a price is there. So accordingly they can able to make the decision easy. Then it reduces the risk because as we know that any branded products is comparatively as per their promise what we expect it is perfect. So what we can say risk is low if we are buying the branded products. And then for marketers particularly why it is beneficial for the marketers to simplify the product handling. They can able to handle the products because a particular branded products can be put or sort or arranged in a particular way so that it is easily identified because of its brand name. Then protect the unique features. So as we know that generally there is no any product positioning but the brand positioning is there. It is because of a unique feature which is available in such branded products which up till now which is not available in the another same type of products or products which are satisfied the same type of needs are available into the market. So it protects the unique features. Then create loyalty because consumers know that of particular brand we are satisfied in what level because brand as per the brand promise they provide the features or benefits or functions in their products. So it definitely create loyalty and marketers are not required to make more efforts because brand creates the loyalty and consumers are attracted to buy a particular branded product. Establish the barriers to entry. If as we know that if we are going to suppose we are going to manufacture products then we know that if particular branded products are already demanded into the market, then we think that it is not feasible or possible for us to manufacture the same type of products or the products which are satisfy the same needs, and we can able to get the market share. So automatically barrier to entry is there. So if the branded products are available into the particular product category, then no any another what we can say company enters into the same industry, because almost major markets are covered by the branded products or by different brands under the same product category. Scope of branding means what is branded. Is anything branded? Yes, mostly all the things which we are able to market are branded. Creating the difference between the products is nothing but the brand. So branding is endowing products and services with the power of a brand. It's about creating the differences between products. Ultimately, through a brand resides in the minds of the consumers. So brand is nothing but what we can say provides us what we can say one of the advantages that makes the differences between the products which is already available and our branded products. So a brand resides in the mind of the consumers. It means that any time when consumers want to buy a product, they directly tell the brand of the products and accordingly demand. Say for example, if we are going to buy a product, particularly you can say toothpaste, then we say that I would like to buy a Colgate toothpaste particularly, because it is a brand name, means Colgate is a brand name which is remembered in our mind, resides in our minds, and so definitely whenever we are going to buy a toothpaste, then that particular brand comes to our mind, and we can accordingly demand the products by announcing the brand name or by asking for a particular branded product. Then brand equity, the added value endowed on products and services because of the brand. So brand equity is nothing but what we can say which is a extra value another than that of the products, and it is because of brand we can able to get it. So brand equity is the added value endowed on products and services. It may be reflected in the way consumers think, feel and act with respect to the brands, as well as in the prices or market share and profitability the brand commands. The next concept is going to learn about the customer based brand equity. So differences in the consumer response, consumers brands knowledge and the consumer perceptions or preferences and behaviors. So customer based brand equity is the differential effect of brand knowledge has on the consumer's response to the marketing of the brand. So how consumers respond to the marketing of the brand related to the particular brand knowledge is nothing but the customer based brand equity. Can be positive or negative. Three key ingredients of the customer based brand equity are: brand equity arises from the differences in the consumer responses. We can able to find the whether the brand equity is high or low of the particular branded product on the basis of the what consumer responds to our brand. Differences in response are a result of consumers brand knowledge. So how why the response is different about the different branded products so far as the consumers response is concerned. So it depends upon the brand knowledge within them. Starting from the what we can say, it may be concerned with the consumers thoughts, consumers feelings about the particular brand, consumers images, what consumers image about that particular brand, how consumer experiences about that particular brand products, and how they believe they have a belief about the particular brand. Then the third what we can say ingredient is reflected in the perceptions, preferences and behavior related to the marketing of the brand. So how consumers what we can say perceive the message which are provided by us in the marketing, how they give preferences to the different what we can say features or features available or attributes related to the products, and how they behave means how actually they act. So these are the main three key ingredients that affects to the consumer based brand equity. Now we are going to learn is about the what is brand promise, what the brand must be and do for the consumers is nothing but the brand promise. It means that any company come with the uh, positioning a new brand into the market, that is nothing but a unique feature which that particular company adds into the existing products. So, what the brand must be and do for the consumers is the brand promise. A brand promise is the marketer's vision of what the brand must be and do for the consumers. So, customers will decide based on what they think and feel about the brand if they will accept any marketing action or program. It means that whatever marketing message we are providing, so how to respond there is depends upon how consumers particularly what you can say think or feel about the particular brand. Then next is brand equity models. These are the three brand equity models which we are required to learn during our this particular what we can say brand equity uh, topic. Brand assets valuator, brands and the brand resonance model. Brand assets valuator model. As we see here, that four what we can say different elements are considered under the brand assets valuators models. First one is knowledge, second esteem, third relevance, and fourth energized differentiation. So first two are related to the brand statures, means current indicator and current operating value, and next two are related with the brand strength, means how we can able to make the strength of the brand is depends upon this two what we can say elements, particularly a leading indicator and future growth value. So BAV or brand assets valuators compares the brand equity of thousands of brands across hundreds of different categories. There are four key components of the brand equity according to the BAV model. As per the BAV model, there are four what we can say components. These components are knowledge, then esteem, relevance, and energized differentiation. So first, let me start from the energized differentiation. Measures the degree to which a brand is seen as different from others. How consumers seen the brand different than that of others available into the market is nothing but the energized differentiation, and its perceived momentum and leadership. All these things considered is the energized differentiation. Next is relevance. Relevance measures the appropriateness and what we can say breadth of the brand's appeal. So how what the brand appeal and how it is satisfy the related needs of the consumers is what we can say relevance. Means how that particular branded products is relevant to the consumers needs, means able to satisfy the consumers need is known as the relevance. Means what are the expectations of the consumers and whether these expectations are satisfied by the particular branded products, then we can say at that level it is relevant to the consumers expectation. So how appropriate the brand is to you relates to the consideration and trial. So if it is like that, then we can able to consider it at our mind when we are, means consumer can consider it in their mind when they are buying the product first time, then they can consider that particular brand if it is relevant. They can at least try the product of that particular brand if it is relevant. The next is esteem means how you regard the brand. It means relates to perceptions of quality and loyalty. So it measures the perception of quality and loyalty in how well the brand is regarded and respected. Then next is knowledge. Knowledge measures how aware and familiar consumers are with the brand. Since how consumers are aware about the particular brand is known as the knowledge. So generally it starts from the means from the marketing sides, or the marketers are required to consider these four components to create the brand equity. First one is knowledge, means they are required to make the aware about their particular brand to the consumers. Then next is esteem. It should be what we can say relate to the perception of the quality and loyalty of the prospective consumers. Then it should be as per the expectation of the consumers is relevance, and after and at the final, when the consumers prefer the our branded products than that of others, then we can say it is energized differentiation. Means they consider, they perceive the momentum and leadership so far as the brand equity is concerned. So this is what all about the BAV, brand assets valuator model. So any marketers can try to add the what we can say, try to add the reach to the next level of the consumers uh, in the consumer's mind regarding the particular what we can say brand equity, starting from the knowledge, then the esteem, then the relevance and the energized differentiation. Then brand dynamics pyramids, from weak relationship to the strong relationship. Particularly we can say low share of the category expenditure to the high share of the category expenditure. So first of all, any marketers are required to keep their brand into the mind, starting from the presence, then relevance, then the performance, then advantage and the bonding. So whether do I know about it? It means that whether consumers know about our brand, then we can say that our brand is present in the mind of the consumers. Then does it offer me something? It means that whether it is relevant to the my expectations or what needs I would like to satisfy should be satisfied by using this particular branded products, then it is called relevance. Can it deliver what they promise, particularly what brand promise? Accordingly their branded products are performing or not, then it is called, that comes under the performance stage. The next is advantage. Does it offer something better than the others? It means that however the our branded products are performing well, but others branded products are also available into the market, they are performing well, but whether our particular branded product is better performing than that of others, then it is called the advantage. It means that consumers consider it as an advantage and give priority to our branded products. Then bonding, it means that nothing else beats it. It means that there is no any our brand product type, any product available into the market. It means that no another brand is there into the market that beats to our branded products. At that time, the consumer's bonding relation is there with our brand, and then we can say that we can reach at our goal. Particularly, we can say to develop the we can able to achieve the objective to develop the strong relationship with our customers. So this is what all about the brand dynamics pyramid. So bonding means uh, rational and emotional attachments to the brands to the exclusion of most other brands. Means compared to other brands, they are giving the they are more related to rationally or emotionally attached with our brand. Advantage means that consumers believes that the brand has an emotional or rational advantage over the other brands in the category. Then performance, it means that consumer believe that it delivers the acceptable product performance and is on the consumer's shortlist. So whatever consumers make the shortlist about the performance of the products, the same type of performance is performed by a particular branded products. Then we can say that we can able to satisfy the performance level of the consumers. So at that level we can able to develop the relationship. So starting from the presence in the mind of the consumer, still bonding the strong relationship with our customers, it is very much useful model for us. Particularly we can say brands model. Relevance means relevance to consumers need in the right price range or in the consideration set. Then presence means active familiarity based on the past trial, or what we can say saliency or knowledge of brand promise. So consumers know about our brand, consumers aware about our brand or particular brand, then we can say that particular brand is in the presence of the consumer. If it is satisfying the consumers or it is matched with the consumers needs at the right price, or what we can say as per the consideration set of the consumers, then we can say that brand is relevant to them. Then if it delivers the acceptable product performance, then we can say brand is at the performance level stage to the consumer's mind. If our brand or particular brand has an emotional or rational advantage over the other brands to the to the consumer's mind, then we can say at that level, or particular we can say at the advantage level, the brand is present in the mind of the consumers at the advanced stage level. Then bonding. If rational and emotional attachments towards the brand is more of the consumers, then we can say that we are able to develop our brand equity in such a level that the consumers relationship with our brand is at the bonding stage. So marketers are always trying to reach at the each next stage of the what we can say brands model after satisfying the first immediate means um, earlier immediate stage means when brands are reaching in the mind of the consumers at the performance stage, then they try to reach at the advantage stage, and then they try to reach at the bonding stage. So this is what all about the brands model means brand dynamics pyramid. Then next is brand resonance pyramids. So it is divided into the 6 stages. However, first stage, as it is what we can say. However, all these three models are related with each other. Means knowledge, esteem, relevance, and energize, which is of the brands means BAV model. Then next is brand dynamics pyramid that includes the presence, relevance, performance, advantage, and bonding. Then next is brand resonance pyramid. It includes the salience, imagery, performance, feelings, judgments, and resonance. So we see over here in our image that stages of brand development is identify, meaning, response, and relationships. And in that pyramid, it is identify means who are you. If consumers know about our brand, then we can say we can able to success to reach at the salience level so far as the brand equity is concerned in the mind of the consumers. Deep, broad brand awareness is there so far as the branding objective at this stage is concerned. Then the second stage is meaning. What are you? Means points of parity and differences. This objective is achieved by achieving or by achieving this stage in the mind of the consumers. Here particularly consumers verify that what they make the image about the particular brand, and whether the particular branded products perform as per their expectation or not. The next is a response or what about you, positive or accessible reactions is expected or is the object of any marketers under this stage. Means consumers feel better about our products and they can take the favorable decision about our branded products means judgment. Then next is relationship, bonding relationship, what we can say. So what about you and me? If it is exactly or greater than what we can say consumers expectation, then the bonding relationship is there. It's intense or active loyalty is on. We can say that consumers have bonding relationship with our brand only when they can buy our products again and again when they require the same type of product. This is what all about the brand response pyramids. So the brand response model views brand buildings as an ascending series of steps from bottom to top. It means that if marketers achieve the lower level steps, then they can able to achieve the next level steps. Ensuring the consumers identify the brand and associate it with a specific products or class or need. Then firmly establishing the brand meaning in consumers' mind by strategically liking a host or tangible and intangible brand associations. Then the third stage includes or steps includes the eliciting the proper customer responses in terms of the brand related judgments and feelings. Then the fourth one, which is the final object of the any company, so far as the creating the brand equity in the mind of the consumer is concerned, is converting the customer's brand response to an intense or active loyalty. So according to this model, enacting the four steps means establishing the pyramid of six brand building blocks. So these are the six brand building blocks means salience, imagery, performance, feelings, judgments, and resonance. As illustrated in this particular figure. The model emphasizes the Duality of brands. The rational route to brand building is on the left side of the pyramid and the emotional route is in the right side of the particularly image. So these are the rational particular you can say judgment and performance are the rational what we can say root and feelings and imagery are what we can say emotional root. This is what all about the CBB customer based brand equity. So I think you have got a clear concept about this. This is what all this what we can say different particularly we can say six brand building blocks. What does it means how, for what it stands for particularly we can say brand salience means this relates to the aspects of awareness of the brand. Then brand performance means this relates to the ways in which the product or service meets the customer's needs. Then brand imagery means it's how customers visualize a brand abstractly with no relevance to what the brand actually does. It means it is just the image that how consumers image about the particular brand. However, actually it is not there in the brand. Then brand judgments. The customer's personal opinions and evaluations with regard to the brand is the brand judgment. Then brand feelings. The customer's emotional responses and reactions with respect to the brand is the brand feelings. Then the brand resonance. The ultimate relationship and level of identification that the customer has with the brand is the brand resonance. So this is what all about the CBB means customer based brand equity. I think you have got clear concept about this. Thank you. Thank you all.